Okay, you've taken a leak and you've had a drink of your choice, stopped outside for a cigarette, whatever, and now we're back on this is the last video for this section before you move on to book 3. But I want to talk about tracking because it's one of the things that people get most caught up in, and on TEs it's very important. Knowing what works and, more importantly, what doesn't work is the underpin for everything you do online. But in traffic exchanges, it's the thing that keeps you on track. And some of the strategies that we're going to outline further on in this course in book 3 become much more powerful when you know the numbers. But tracking doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to go into Taguchi tracking and split testing and all of that stuff right away. But you do need to know a couple of very important things. I'm going to introduce you to a tracking system built by a TE owner, moi, for use by TE users. Again, moi. This was built originally for me. HITS Connect is a service that we brought out based on the tracking scripting that I actually had done for me personally. Now, I'm not trying to sell you HITS Connect here. I'm going to talk about tracking. So as HITS Connect belongs to me, I'm going to use HITS Connect as the examples that we go through. We took some screenshots of one of my accounts, and we're going to look in there and see what's important. Just to let you know, though, that as a Hidden Traffic Formula customer, you are actually entitled to a 30% discount on HITS Connect if you choose to join it. There are others. When you read the book, you will be told about the others. Google, for instance, have a very good free tracking service with Google Analytics. There are other tracking solutions out there. Please, whether you choose to join HITS Connect or whether or not, you must pick a tracking service of some description. You must do some tracking. You must know which TEs are actually working for you and which ones aren't. Not all TEs are equal. And if you don't know your numbers, all that you're really doing is throwing crap against the wall and hoping some of it sticks. And that's going to actually confuse you and irritate you, and it's part of the reason why a lot of people run away screaming, these things don't work, because they're actually advertising the wrong ones. So knowing what doesn't work is crucial. And knowing your conversion rates is one of the things that you absolutely must know. And again, you can't do that if you're promoting somebody else's website, because you don't have access to the thank you page. And that's the point at which any tracking service, even Google Analytics, need to have access to, because they need to see where somebody actually joined your program. And if you don't have access to that thank you page, like for instance if you're promoting another TE, then you're never going to know this number. Sales action and conversions are crucial. Now if you look at this is actually inside of HITS Connect. I've not taken a screen of all of the stats you've got in there, just the top part here. And if we take a quick look at one of these, if you'll see there right in the top, that's Click Crazy. 1,197 page views that day, and only 157 of them were unique. Now, if that's the only piece of information you have, that's going to look like Click Crazy was a waste of time. Okay, we had almost 1,200 page views, but from 157 people, that means 157 people saw your page multiple times. But if you look across at sales actions and conversions, you'll see that Click Crazy actually got us the most sales and conversions that day. 5. So now all of a sudden that promotion you did in Click Crazy is not so crap. And when you consider that 1,000 credits in traffic exchanges are about $10 on average, some of them are a little dearer, some of them are a little cheaper, but for $10 we created 5 new leads, 5 new subscribers, at $2 a piece. So if we have our autoresponder service messages set up to make soft sells and small amounts of money, making $2 back for every new subscriber that comes in shouldn't be a problem. And it's one of the things that we're actually going to go to in book 3, where we're going to set out exactly how to monetize this process and how to set up your autoresponders and what sort of things that you should be putting in there. But it's not right now. It's good to know that in that particular promotion, although the unique rate wasn't very good and we didn't actually get in front of that many people, the sales action conversions were actually the best that day for the GEs that we promoted in. Again, if we look across there, if we look at the Dragon Surf one, 121 total hits that day, 109 uniques. Now that looks great, and it's not too bad. If you look across at sales conversion rate, though, 2 people. Okay, that's not very good. 2 people, 121. Perhaps we won't promote in Dragon Surf anymore, but hold on a minute, right? That's 2 people for every 121 page views. That's better than a pay-per-click campaign. There aren't too many pay-per-click campaigns out there where you pay for traffic in this manner that can actually give you a new lead every 60 page views. Even on professionally written sales pages out on the wide internet, in internet marketing, the average is a sale every 100, 150 page views. Here you're getting an action for every 60 page views or 65 page views. So what that tells me is I actually need to spend more money in Dragon Surf. I actually need to get 1,000 views a day instead of that, 121. I need to be putting multiple URLs in there and spending more money in there. Because at that rate, it would end up giving me a better sales conversion rate. And these are the types of things you need to know with tracking on CEs. You need to know the total amount of hits you add. Uniques is pretty much something is irrelevant, as you can see from the click crazy stats. And how many people signed up from that splash page or squeeze page. Once you know those key pieces, that tells you where you go spend your time and your money. All right? At this point now, right, okay, I wouldn't surf at Click Crazy, I'd buy credits. Because although it has lots of page views, it did give me a lot of sales action conversions. However, I'd have to do a lot of surfing at Click Crazy to get those conversions. It probably would be a much safer bet on my time to actually buy credits in Click Crazy. When we look at the Dragon Surf one, okay, now that tells me I probably need to go spend more time surfing at Dragon Surf. Or if I have the resources, buy more credits. And we're going to get on to, again, as I said, the monetization process in book 3. And then there we talk about actually dominating exchanges, getting the maximum amount of traffic exchanges. But these key pieces that we're talking about here, total hits, sales action conversions, these are going to tell you where you should be targeting traffic exchanges and how you should be targeting them, whether you should be surfing or buying. And as I say, when we get into the monetization process, if we get this right, then pretty much we'll be throwing money at all these hotspots because of the conversions that we're getting there in the email series. So there's a quick look at tracking it and why it's so important. Because if you just threw hits at all of these traffic exchanges that we have up in here and didn't know those numbers, I mean, let's just take it something that it didn't do very well at all. Okay, where are we? Okay, now we'll take this as an example. This particular TE owner is probably not going to be very happy with me because this is normally quite one of those ones that's convert splash. If we look at the splash stats there, 215 page views, 192 uniques. Whoa, no sales action and conversions. Right, so they're throwing traffic at us, but we're not making conversions. Now, bear in mind, this is a shot one day. You really need to take a longer view of this and look at the monthly stats, which you can do inside of Hits Connect, daily, weekly, and monthly. But again, we're looking at hotspots. I mean, look at the traffic pods one there. 1,668 page views, 424 unique, only 2 signups. Well, 1,000, we're probably going to have to pay $20 there to get 2 sign-ups. That's $10 per sign-up. Well, that's probably somewhere you shouldn't spend your money. It might be somewhere you spend some time if you have it, but probably not somewhere you spend your money. Again, you can now see where the hot spots are and where the cold spots are. And you will also find that in traffic exchanges that what is a hot spot this month is not a hot spot next month. And this allows you to concentrate your effort and your resources in those places that are hot now, not that were hot last week or last month or last year, but the ones that are hot now. And that's a big difference when you have limited amounts of time or money. So tracking is key. It's important, and you need to think about doing it. And as I say, this part here, the sales, action, and conversions, is the most important part. That's the piece of the puzzle that you need to know. And some of those other tracking solutions that we give you probably can't give you this. And if they can, and you're promoting somebody else's web page, you don't have access. You can't have access to this. This reinforces the fact that you should be promoting you first, your products and your services, your list builder, and have these people pulled into your thank you page first so that you can track this, because that's the key element. 10 million visitors to a website and not a single sign up or a single sale is a waste of time. I'll take 100 people visiting the website and 20 sales above 10 million visitors and only 1 sale every single time. Sales, actions, and conversions are the most important part of the puzzle.